Welcome back. Here we are.
Well, I mean, it's not really welcome back. It's been a year since we've been here in the ancestral parklands of the ancestral hovel, viewing the ancestral thingamabob there, the green thing with the brown bottom bit, the tree.
There's been the culling of the deer as well, I think, has taken place just yesterday.
Quite a lot takes
the
place.
The single deer
was
culled.
No, we can't have the deer culled. We must...
David the deer.
David the deer.
Culled.
But anyway, the deer park, you've got over there the floral borders, we've got over there the olive groves.
And the moat.
The vineyard. The vineyard. I know, it's only a couple of hectares, but we like to think of it. And the ancestral sparkling wine. And I have in my glass today...
What is that?
Rhubarb cordial that we bought from the cheese shop near the shoe shop.
That's very helpful. If anyone wants to know the location, right next to the shoe shop.
It's just diagonally opposite the Corthay shop.
On the street, I would have thought.
Yes, but let us move to the matter, the germane, whatchamacallit.
What's that?
Well, let's move to the cigar.
Here we are, the cigar. Yeah, it's a cigar. It's a Por Larrañaga.
What was his name? Ignacio Larrañaga or something like that.
Galanes.
The Galanes.
Galanes.
Now, this is I think the first new cigar from Por Larrañaga for 6 years, 5 years, 6 years.
I think you had the Picadorus was the last one to be introduced to the standard production.
Yeah, and I'm not
which was
mad about the
number
Picadorus.
4. I think that was 2015, so not actually that long ago.
No, but well, that's 6 years ago. That's a long time ago. I mean, by Cuban standards, that's like. But the best one
was the Sobresalientes.
The Sobresalientes was very good, and the Magnifico was what
was that? Well, there was the Regalias de Londres as well. Was that a Por Larrañaga, or was that something completely different?
You might be confusing me there. There was the Escudos.
The Escudos. That was the 2000. That's the Romeo and Juliet.
I know.
What is that? We made the Cohiba Sublimes. Or like that.
Anyway, moving
Cuban
swiftly back.
Davidoff.
Now, this is what is this? This is a
It's
totally
52
new Vitola called the Galanes.
It's totally new. It's the Vitola de Salida and Galera is Galanes.
I know. They should also do the brand. So it's like a kind of one-stop rationalization. The Galanes. Call it the Cubanes.
The Cubanes Galanes. It's 52 ring gauge.
4
4 inches in length, and I don't know if it's been properly released. I think it was meant to be released in Switzerland in like April or something. I don't think Davidoff has it yet.
Why not?
But it will. I don't know. You have to ask Ms. Freeman about that. I need to chop it first, actually. Surprisingly, would help. But yeah. It's meant to be, I don't know, is it meant to be good? I'm sure it's meant to be good.
I think it's intended to be good. Whether it is or not is another matter. I'm sure they set out with the intention to make the finest cigar known to man.
What is it? 50 minutes of smoking time, but 10 minutes of enjoyment time.
Where did you get that from?
That's what they say on the Davidoff website. The smoking time is enjoyment time. But,
I know, but you...
I think I need to. This is actually.
Having
said I told you. I did say they were fully gassed, but it's obviously not the case. I actually bought a DuPont adapter, so I can be stingy and not buy the real DuPont gas. Bought the adapter.
Isn't it filtered extra times, the DuPont gas?
You can just put it on.
Isn't it filtered many extra times?
Yeah, certainly. Yeah, through a rag or something.
No. Through the finest filters known to man.
Finest gauzes.
But anyway. Here we are in the ancestral parklands, looking out over the ha-ha where the sheep are grazing. And I have to say that for the first sortie on the terrace for the summer, it's actually rather a pleasant cigar. It's kind of slightly woody.
On the first impressions, it's very sweet.
Yeah, but light-ish. I mean, medium, mid.
It's a light to medium-bodied blend in the first place.
Yeah, but it's not got that kind of astringent quality that you sometimes find. There's not that grassiness, do you know? It's more mellow, fruity, nice so far. I mean, as you can see, viewer, if you're there, you haven't given up hope or given up interest.
I mean, I can't really. Yeah, it's very light, sweet, smooth. I mean, we haven't really given it much time, but first impressions are good. Good draw.
Excellent draw. I like the
perfect
size.
Construction. We had actually 4 examples, all were equally as good as each other. So
God.
I
and
know.
they're in a box of 10.
Box of 10.
And they're being reduced sporadically, I believe was the word.
Yes, that was
sporadically around the world.
That was the adjective used. Yeah.
Yes, I love that. How are they being released sporadically?
Mm-hmm.
So Hong Kong's already had them.
Hong Kong,
they were first. Have already kind of completely doubled down on this, haven't they?
They were the first to get it, I think.
They've probably gone around the world hoovering up the rest of them.
I'm sure they have. Yeah.
Then the Switzers had it in April.
The Swiss have had it, and then hopefully we'll get it at some point.
I know, but they can view that in two ways, viewer. The swifts are flying in the sky. The sight of summer.
Beautiful.
Yes, summer's lease.
What's that? A single-footed pigeon.
Summer's lease is all too short, or
pigeon with gammy legs.
What is it? Summer has but the shortest lease, or the lease. You know
is that Jowett?
No. I think that's Shakespeare, actually, isn't it?
Good old Shakespeare.
I believe, isn't it?
William.
Yeah.
As we know.
I don't know. Is it
family friend?
Is it?
Yeah. But it's very good so far. I've noticed there's a bit of
summer hath all too short a lease. I mean, honestly,
we could continue the whole show with you
trying to misremember a very, very short line from a sonnet, which is in effect a very short poem. I mean, maybe I can arrange some of the letters in the right order in a sort of Dada way. But anyway, we get the figure that basically summer isn't exactly as long as one would like, I think is what Shakespeare was after there. And I just saw some swifts in the sky.
So. Tip of the tongue, spice.
Tip of the tongue. Are you bringing me back to the cigar?
Spice. Oh, yes.
Well, how would you describe the colour of this? It's very even wrapper.
Colorado Claro, I'd say.
Wherever they've made these, I think they ought to give the Stacknovite of the Year award to the factory manager and rolling team, because I have to say, viewer, we don't often say this. Well, we do often say it, but there are times when we actually mean it, that this is a bang-up job.
Top dollar governor.
Yes, and I'm going to toast the success of this fine cigar with a bit of rhubarb cordial.
And I've got
from the cheese shop opposite the shoe shop in Belgravia.
Yes.
Corfe.
I've got tonic water serving me well. Are you okay there? Is it disgusting?
No, it's great.
I'm glad you're enjoying it. If only my drink did the same to me.
What do you got? What are you drinking?
Nothing quite as good as what you're drinking. Obviously, nothing quite as strong. I've got tonic water.
Bloody hell.
I got tonic water. It's not bad. I'm trying to wean myself off the Coca-Cola. So
quinine. Stops you getting malaria. Quinine and tonic. The summer hath but too short a lease. You know, it's like that movie Westworld where the robot goes wrong.
What, the actual 1970s one or the new series?
Well, the new series isn't as good.
The 70s one's brilliant.
The 70s one's brilliant, but it's like when the robot goes, if summer has too short a lease, the swift. Summer has too short a lease, the swift. What's that, quinine?
I have no idea what
I'm malfunctioning. I'm malfunctioning in a fairly spectacular manner. That's what the summer does.
You remember that?
We're nearing the solstice.
It's a very good film, alongside Killer Fish from a similar era.
I mean, ending a decade.
I think often Shakespearean plays can be likened to Killer Fish. It's very similar style. How's your cigar progressing?
Very pleasant.
Yes?
Yeah.
Incredibly pleasant. It's very good. It's a lovely looking wrapper. It's very smooth. Yeah. It's not veiny. It's kind of relatively oily.
No, because the big one that they did, the Magnifico, the Paul Larrañaga Magnifico, was the sort of the ultimate regional. I think it was 2006, wasn't it?
And then the Sobrasalientes was 2014. So
for the 2006.
For the younger smoker like myself.
You won't remember that. You won't remember that. You were about 7.
But yeah, the Sobrasalientes.
What was good about the Magnifico was that they went to. I mean, this was one of the great achievements of Simon Chase, was that he basically recreated. It was like Jurassic Park. He recreated a cigar that had last been in production 70 years before, or something ludicrous like that. He went to Eindhoven in the Netherlands to track down a place to be able to.
They make the band. Is that the very rare band?
It's a beautiful, beautiful looking cigar.
It is great. It's very blingy. It is. That band is very shiny. They've gone for the matte effect on these.
The band is like a kind of, it's like a sort of Elsa Peretti cuff from Tiffany or something like that. Well, it's nothing like it at all, really, but I'm just trying to get a sense of what it is like compared to this one, which is a very low-key band, really.
Yes, relatively so. And what are the others? So this is the fourth in the line, the standard production of Paul Larrañaga. So you've got the Petit Corona, the Monte Carlo, the Picadores, and then you've got this.
I wasn't very kind about the Petit Corona in my book. I described it as the little drummer boy attached to the regiment doing his best.
It's an all right cigar. I find the Monte Carlos can be quite sharp in flavour.
You like the Monte Carlo, don't you?
They're good, but I mean, I like them when they have. But
is it because you like the Vitola or the?
The Vitola's great, but I did have one from 2016 which was delicious, and the ones that you got me from 2017 are now smoking quite well. But when they're young, they can be. Not young, but maybe if they're a 2020 box or something, 2019, they can be quite sharp and at points bitter. But that's what a lot of people like about them, because it's such a small cigar, quite a light nicotine
They want
content.
a kind of jolt.
But it's not even that strong with regards to nicotine, it's just the flavour is pretty damn potent, you know what I mean?
That could be the delivery of the flavour to the tongue, of course.
And yes, through the slightly slimmer gauge as well, certainly.
Because this is very easy.
It is very easy.
Perfect cigar for a summer evening, such as we're enjoying here.
Yeah.
Oh, the Swift.
The Swift, the singular Swift. There it is. And what do I hear? I hear some sort of bee and bumblebee.
I had one of those. Saw it the other day. Big thing it was.
Yeah, they're good. They make a loud noise as well.
Size of something quite large.
And they're quite.
Size of a small, like a small date.
Yeah, with wings.
Medjool date.
Yeah. I actually have some of those at the flat. They were feeding from the flower outside this morning.
Bumblebees.
Yeah, one of them was lying on the kind of whatever you call it, the ledge, and the other one was enjoying the
was it lying on its side
the nectar of the gods. It wasn't lying on its side, on its stomach with its legs sprawled out like this, and it was kind of breathing heavily.
Because it's like a regular David Attenborough show, your place, isn't it? Really? I mean,
you've got everything there.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got
the Parrot Man.
Yeah, you got the parrots of Primrose Hill. Very, very cool. But yeah, the bumblebees are coming back, and we love it.
I was very concerned about this cigar not being a perfect accompaniment to the summer evening. But it is, really, isn't it? I mean, with nothing like a nice glass of rhubarb cordial.
Or tonic water.
Yes.
Or just regular water. Maybe of the effervescent variety.
Maybe of the effervescent variety, like our conversation, which is running out of its sparkle rather rapidly. Do you think we should give the viewer a break?
I don't think we've really smoked enough to give them a break.
No, if we give the viewer a break, we're going to give it...
They've had enough already, I'm sure.
But we give the viewer a break now, then we smoke a bit more.
And then we'll say goodbye later on.
That's the usual rule of things, isn't it?
That's the usual routine. Our cameraman has got a thumbs up, so I think it's time to say goodbye and return. Welcome back. We have returned, and we're still smoking and very much enjoying ourselves. It's actually a very, very nice cigar. To my liking, because it is rather mild, relatively sweet.
It is quite sweet. There's that sort of cocoa feel to it, like cocoa powder on the top of a cappuccino or something like that.
Or on the top of a mocha, maybe.
Ah, you like the mocha, don't you? Oh, but not on the top of a rhubarb refresher.
Nor the tonic water. I think it's very pleasant. It's not, as the viewer will know, it's not really my size, but still relatively approachable. And I was saying earlier to my dear father that you could smoke this over the Quai d'Orsay, or I would smoke this over the Quai d'Orsay number 50, which was, I think, one of the most recent cigars we've added to our collection at Davidoff. It's a similar size-ish.
What are the characteristics that differentiate it?
So the Quai d'Orsay is just a straight light body, whilst this is a light to medium.
Yeah, the Quai d'Orsay is okay, but what's that sort of Churchill type Quai d'Orsay?
Well, there was the ones we have at least are the Coronas Claro, a Corona size, which is they've just put a new band on, which is quite pretty. However, I do prefer the old one. We've got the number 50, we've got the number 54, and we've also got the Senadores as well, which is the 2019 limited edition, which would be a similar smoking time to a Churchill, I suppose.
That was the one I was thinking of.
Is that the one?
I'm so inexact in my nomenclature and classification.
Yeah, well, we got there eventually. But I was saying, I mean, I find the Quai d'Orsay is sweet and smooth, but not terribly eventful. I think this has got more going
Yes, this
for
has
it.
got a bit more going for it, I think, hasn't it, really?
Yeah.
It's eventful without being too much of a surprise. Do you know what I mean? It develops just enough to keep you interested, but not so much that you're going to be distracted, if you get my drift.
Yeah, I don't like surprises. And this is, this is great. And my ash is rather interesting. Look at it. It's like the Leaning Tower of Pisa.
It's very similar to the Leaning Tower of Ash.
Of Ligero.
Of Ligero.
Let's test. Should we each like ash it so I see if there is a
I
pyramid?
I don't think there is an awful lot of Ligero in this.
The smallest
pyramid.
The smallest pyramid known to man. Looks more like the tip of a snow-capped mountain.
Looks more like this little pimple or something.
Or La Concha in Marbella, maybe.
It looks like a miniature La Concha in
Marbella.
It does.
Look at that. I mean, that's
it's
quite
like
something.
It's been carved on a grain of rice or something like that.
But yes, very, very pleasant cigar. I'm enjoying it much more than I thought I would, actually. And I think it's much nicer than the Pesci Corona. But that might be partially due to the fact that it's a wider gauge, more airflow, slightly cooler.
Yeah, I think viewer.
Perfect construction and a brilliant amount of smoke as well.
Yeah, there's quite a lot of smoke, which we like. We like the sense of occasion that brings. I have to say, look at that. Look at the evenness there, Max. There's not a... Look at that. Look at that.
That's quite something.
That is. It's like a bowling green in miniature.
Are you equally as...
Enamored?
Enamored, yes.
Yes, I think I am, actually.
I think it's
I
very,
haven't
very
smoked
nice.
a new cigar, and this is apparently this is a brand new Vitola in the entire Cuban repertoire.
Yeah, there's never been anything like this. I think it's probably a millimeter longer than its
or,
predecessor.
I mean, or the millimeter shorter than the one to come.
Or that extra 64th of an inch on the ring gauge really
No,
makes a difference.
No. Let's not get carried away. But I think it's a very... I mean, I think the reason we're so effusive is that normally these things come out, and
it's too young.
They tend to sort of release them a little on the young side.
Ammoniac. Would you say ammoniac?
Yeah. Yes.
But we were saying earlier, we were surprised. I don't think this is young. I think it's ready to smoke. Really. I mean, all cigars could obviously do with more time, but I think this is ready to smoke straight away.
I think this is one to be enjoyed over the summer.
Most certainly, and in boxes of 10. Certainly. I mean, I think that's a good box size. I mean, the 25 you can get carried away sometimes. The 10 is
box
good.
of 10, no problem.
No problem whatsoever.
I think we are still. I mean, Matt Hancock would have us still be fighting the virus one corona at a time.
One Galanes.
One Galanes
at a time. Is that how you pronounce it?
I really have no idea at all.
Neither.
But if you go in and ask for it, and if you express an interest in the first new Paul Larrañaga in 6 years, and the newest of Cuban Vitolas, with both the same name in Salida and Galera.
Oh, that's very exciting. Then
your
quite
cigar
something.
merchant will be able to guide you to the appropriate Vuelta a Baja.
Your local cigar merchant.
Semi-Vuelta.
Which for everyone is Davidoff. No matter how far you are from it, it's your local one.
No matter how far you are, you're always near a Davidoff.
The only one in the UK. Well, in my eyes, the only one in the world, I would say. The only proper one.
Yes, indeed.
Indeed. We should,
wrap up.
Should we? I think we should. We're nearing the end of the, I mean, there's
it's
quite
highly
a while.
unusual again that we sort of sit here and smoke the whole thing. But anyway, here we are, viewer. Thank you very much for watching. You're very kind.
You're very kind for, sitting through this and, bearing with us. And if you finished and watched the entirety of the show, we're really quite grateful. And there's a green fly. Hence the gesture.
Thank you.
Goodbye.